taught that in order to be successful, you have to be strong and aggressive. If you're kind, caring, and compassionate, you're weak and you won't get ahead. But the truth is, there is so much strength in being soft. If you can embody both strength and softness, that's where your real power lies. When I was growing up, I was intrigued by the lioness and the way she displays a unique, soft strength. I learned from her that you can demonstrate powerful presence and have the confidence to embrace your soft side. When you refuse to trade in your authenticity for approval, and you leverage your unique feminine attributes, that's when you're at your best. When I look back, I realize how important this lesson was, and I wish I had mastered it when I was younger. On my bumpy path, I learned 3 important tips from the lioness on how to be successful and achieve your goals. Be calm, but focused. Embrace your fears and failures. And take time to replenish yourself. That's so important, isn't it? This is me, age 5. I know, so cute, right? I'm posing at the beginning of our annual safari. I grew up in South Africa, and every summer my parents would pack me and my 2 brothers in the car, and we would wind our way through the wilderness on the bumpy dirt roads, on the hot car for days, our little noses pressed to the window, trying to spot animals, especially lion. And then if we were really lucky, we'd come across a long line of cars stopped on the side of the road. And my dad would pull over, turn off the ignition, and roll up the windows. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what does she mean, roll up the windows? That's how we used to close windows back in the olden days. And we would just wait and watch, anticipating the highlight of the trip, the lion kill. It was fascinating to watch the lioness and her pride laying in the grass, calm but focused, fierce but gentle. And then suddenly, with a huge roar, she'd spring into action, and with incredible agility, at speeds up to 50 miles an hour, she'd strike a direct path to her prey, boldly confident. It's said that the lion represents courage, power, and leadership. And while I definitely felt that, what struck me, even as a little girl, was the sense that the lioness was there to show me how awesome feminine power and strength can be. You may not know this, but the lioness is typically the one in the pride who makes the kill. Being smaller and lighter than the males, the lioness is more agile and faster. She does 85% of the hunting. She births and raises the cubs, and she stays alert to protect the pride while the male lions sleep most of the day. Sound familiar, girls? When going after her prey, the lioness fails. She fails often. The chase can sometimes go on for hours and take numerous tries. Believe it or not, her hunting success rate is less than 30%. Imagine failing 70% of the time. Now, one reason could be that she generally launches directly at her prey and she doesn't alter her path of attack. So the animals see her coming and quickly run away. This is something we can all learn from. The pathway to pursue your goals may not be direct. You may need to alter your course. Be resourceful and be prepared to embrace failure along the way. But the lioness doesn't give up. She isn't afraid. She doesn't blame the windstorm or the herd of buffaloes stampeding across her path. She just gets up with that same strength and confidence over and over. And the lesson here for us is to be more compassionate and forgiving of ourselves. When you fail, you just have to get right back up again. Because when you embrace your fears and failures, you become stronger and wiser. Isn't that true? Things have not always gone as planned for me. I have had to alter my course often, and I failed many, many times. I ought to be incredibly wise by now. But every time I got knocked down, I would think of the lioness and I'd just get right back up. From growing up in South Africa, where I didn't want to go outside alone for fear of being attacked, to attending college in the Middle East, where bombs were literally going off all around me, and then spending a year in Japan being a complete foreigner, I've experienced my share of challenges. But my fierce sense of purpose motivated me to cross yet another ocean and come to America. I started out with absolutely nothing, not knowing anyone. I built my own business and I took risk after risk and ended up raising my son all alone. He's so handsome, isn't he? It was tough. And there were many opportunities for me to feel sorry for myself and to give up. And when I did, the women, the lionesses in my pride, just picked me right up. So maybe you'll have an experience like I did, where you are brought to your knees, you get knocked down, or you fail. And then you might doubt yourself and decide you'd be better off taking the safe route, giving up on your precious goals and dreams. This is a big challenge for women. When we're faced with failure, we tend to blame ourselves. We over-apologize. And worse yet, we just give up. And that's why it's so important for us to be kind to ourselves, to take the time to rebalance and regain our strength. I used to love watching the lioness climb out on the tree where it's really dangerous and get out on those skinny, skinny branches. And she does this to get a better vantage point a broader perspective, and to take time to recover and recoup her energy. You know, sometimes as women, we think that taking time for ourselves is weak or indulgent. But when you take a step back to replenish yourself, you gain the strength you need to rise up again. So the next time you feel discouraged, zoom out and look at the big picture and ask yourself, what can you learn from this experience? It literally has taken me decades to figure out that I don't need to respond to my failures by becoming tougher and more cynical. That cost me so many important relationships. Now, I'm learning to see the gift in every failure and becoming more compassionate. When we own and exercise our best feminine attributes like compassion, authenticity, and connectedness, we make the world a better place. And by the way, we get great results too. I used to think that to get ahead, I had to walk over people and have a big ego. And I did. And when I look back now at all the people I alienated along the way, I feel so much regret. But somewhere between the valley of fear and failure, I discovered that to be successful and accomplish your goals, you need to be strong enough to be soft, confident enough to be open, tenacious enough to be firm, and relaxed enough to enjoy the sweet moments in life. You can be bold and take a stand for yourself, but you can also help and take care of others, especially other women. Lionesses instinctively understand that working together is crucial for their survival. They hunt and rear the cubs together, allowing them to get the most from their hard work and keeping them healthier and safer. They're very versatile and they switch roles depending on which females are doing the hunting that day and what kind of prey it is. Likewise, our best source of strength is often other women. We need to stick together and have each other's backs in this crazy world. When we embrace each other, learn from each other, and look out for each other, we are bolder and we're more willing to step out on those skinny branches. We've been taught to be competitive with one another, haven't we? But when we raise each other up, that's how we set ourselves up for success. It's true. A woman alone has power, but together we have impact. So now you know how to be a lioness, to be bold and let your roar be heard. Be calm but focused. Embrace your fears and failures and take time to replenish yourself. And when you do, imagine how far you'll go, what you'll accomplish, and how much fun you'll have along the way. Thank you.